So today, we're diving into the work of Jean Dubuis and his Fundamentals of Esoteric Knowledge. Now, this isn't just about dusty old secrets or anything like that. It's really a framework for looking at reality and our place in it in a completely different way. Think of it as a path of inner discovery. So let's get started on this journey inward.
What if the world you see and touch every day, what if that's only half the story? This is the big question that esoteric traditions have always tried to answer. It's not about rejecting the world we live in, but about asking, what are its deeper roots? What's its real purpose?
So, let's get this out of the way first. What does esoteric even mean? Well, it comes from a Greek word, esoterikos, which just means inner. And no, it's not really about secret societies with weird handshakes. It's about knowledge you find on an inner journey. The kind of stuff you have to experience for yourself, not just read in a book.
Okay, so if you're going to explore this inner world, you can't exactly use Google Maps, right? You need a completely different kind of map. And the one we're looking at today gives a very specific picture of creation, where we fit into the cosmos, and where we're all headed.
And this quote, wow. This single sentence basically sums up the entire journey. It kicks off with this idea that everything, and I mean everything, comes from one single absolute source, a unity. And the whole point of, well, everything, our destiny, is to consciously find our way back to that source.
So how do you get from that perfect unity to, well, all of this? The source describes it as this amazing four-step cascade. First, from the absolute nothing, the void, emerges being. Then, this being creates consciousness. Consciousness, because it wants to learn and evolve, creates life. And finally, life creates matter, the physical universe, as a kind of cosmic playground for its own experiments and growth.
And that brings us to a really cool idea. This journey isn't a one-way trip. The dive down into matter, that's called involution. It's things becoming more solid, more complex. But that's only half the story. The other half, the conscious journey back home to that source, is evolution. That's the path of return.
All right, so if we're on this path, down and then back up, how in the world do we navigate it? Well, according to these teachings, we've got two essential tools to guide us, two parts of ourselves that have to work in perfect harmony, the brain and the heart.
Think of your brain, your intellectual side, as the part of you that can read the map. It's crucial for understanding the ideas and for planting these seeds of knowledge inside you. But the real game-changing knowledge, the kind that actually transforms you, that comes from your inner self through what's called the path of the heart.
I mean, this just says it all, doesn't it? The brain can study the theory, it can plant the seed, but it's the heart that actually experiences the growth, feels the sun, and gets to enjoy the harvest of real, true understanding.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds pretty philosophical, maybe a little abstract, but here's the thing. The tradition that Dubuis lays out is deeply, deeply practical. It's not just about thinking new thoughts, it's about doing things. So how do you actually start? The source outlines a few simple but key conditions to get started. You need a dedicated notebook just for you to write down what you experience. You need a quiet, private space. They call it an oratory, but hey, a quiet corner or even a closet works. And the best time to do this? The evening, right before you fall asleep, when your mind is naturally starting to quiet down.
So where does this huge cosmic journey of return actually begin? You might think it's some complex, mystical ritual, right? Nope. In this system, it all starts with something surprisingly simple, something physical. It starts with mastering your own breath.
And here's the first technique. It's called square breathing. It's a foundational practice for calming your body and mind. It's a simple, even rhythm. You just breathe in for a slow count of 5, then hold it for 5, then breathe out for 5, and then hold the emptiness for 5. This simple cycle just quiets all that mental noise and gets you ready for deeper inner work.
So, why start with something as basic as breathing? I mean, what's the big deal? Well, from this point of view, even that tiny act of conscious control is a step on that huge, cosmic journey we've been talking about. It's about aligning your own personal rhythm with the rhythm of the universe. And this really brings it all full circle, back to our two guides working together. Your mind is like the brilliant navigator, the one who studies the maps and figures out the path back home. But your heart, your inner self, that's the one that has the keys in its pocket. It's the only thing that can actually unlock each door along the way.
So what we have here is a map of the universe with a clear purpose, a journey out from a single source and a conscious journey back. And the tools for the trip
are your own mind and heart. The work is personal, it's practical. So the only question left, really, is the one you have to answer for yourself. If that's the goal, what would your first step be?